Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. So, who is Dan Russell? Today I will be sharing with you a little more in-depth look at who I am and what I do. Through small conversations with you before and after meetings, some of you already know where I'm from and what I do, but today I will be going and showing you a little bit more about that. So I start with my hometown of Prince Rupert. It's a little city up north, about 12 to 15,000 people. In fact, from what I know, it's the most northwestern city in BC. A small ferry ride or a couple hours drive away from Ketchikan, Alaska. Our sign on the front of the city says the City of Rainbows. However, if you speak to anyone from there, they'll tell you it's more likely to be called the City of Rain. It is one of the more rainy cities in Canada, not by sheer rainfall at any one time, but just the sheer amount of rain that we get per day. I can tell you, growing up, there were several days where it was just disgusting to walk anywhere, and not having a vehicle of my own, it was not a fun time. It's actually very reminiscent to the scene in Forrest Gump when he's in the army, and he's talking about the rain coming from above, below, beside, behind you. There are several times where it was exactly like that. The city is mostly known for its fishing. However, most recently they have started development on a superport, bringing in tankers from China, wherever in the world, which has brought tons of jobs and lots of prosperity actually to the city, which has begun its development further. Yes, from about 12 to 15,000, they're looking that with the further development of the port, they're probably looking to go up to 15 to 20,000 people, hopefully bringing more people in all the time as the port develops and grows further than it already has. Prince Rupert is it's a strange city that where, you know, wherever you go in pretty much Canada, even the US, there always seems to be that one person that knows either someone that has been there or has been there themselves. It's very strange in the few people I've talked to, just random people that I feel have no way of connecting that city, somehow knows, hey, like I've been there or I've passed through there for whatever reason. It's very strange to see. Growing up there, you know, with the rain, like I said, it was very hard to do a lot of things outside. Not a very outdoor friendly place. Lots of forests around, so a lot of people use that as kind of a cover to do several outdoor things. Being surrounded mostly by rainforest, a lot of people enjoy hiking. There's several trails there that people love walking down. It's very well known for that kind of thing. As I was saying before also about the fishing, it's actually a very famous spot for fishing. Actually, just before the start of this NHL preseason, the entire Vancouver Canucks team was actually just in Rupert, going on, you know, a big expedition with some of the fishing groups from town. In fact, I was very jealous of seeing several of my friends' Facebook feeds as they all had pictures with them doing a meet and greet and just signing autographs, all that kind of thing. Yes, so growing up in Rupert, going into my job now, I started working with Safeway about 8 or 9 years now ago. I've come and gone a few times, but most recently I started again with them about 3 years ago, where I started on the management path. I began as a clerk in charge, in which case I was responsible for closing the store, make sure at the end of the night everything looked perfect, you know, all faced up, filled, ready to go for the next day. And from there I moved down to Victoria with my girlfriend, who was going to school, and I continued on the clerk in charge path. And most recently, about a month and a half now, I was promoted up to a manager trainee. very exciting as it took about 3 years for me to get there. Not the quickest way, but got there eventually. And most notably, about a week ago, I was informed that I will be getting another promotion up to a second assistant, which sadly means I have to leave Victoria
Oh.
and move back up north to Smithers. Not necessarily a bad thing, being only 4 hours away from home. Looking forward to it. Definitely going to be a challenge. From what I've been told, there's a huge jump there in responsibilities of what I have to do. However, again, like I say, I was doing the clerk in charge for about 3 years, which, and a lot of time, I've asked all my managers from every store I've been to, which has been a couple now, to always be looking at me above what I am. So I'm not too worried at this point, as I have learned quite a bit about pretty much every job I could.